I do believe I have audio. I do believe I have audio now. I have audio. I have audio. I have audio. The technology is working once again. Oh, I am so happy. I'm so happy that the technology is working for me. I hope it's working for you, whoever you may be. You might be watching. Um, you may be listening to me, my ramblings, and I've got audio. Ding. Ding. All right, let's shut that off of the smart device and just focus on the technology. I want to choke you. This microphone, the Rode Wireless 2 Go microphone, that is the default microphone on this computer, apparently was muted. I had to go through troubleshooting to find the mute button, and I don't even know where the mute button is on the computer. Wherever the microphone button is, I'm hovering over the microphone button on the taskbar, and it says apps using your microphone, Google Chrome. So I'm happy that Google is using my microphone. I'm happy that Rode is using the microphone. YouTube's using the microphone. Everybody's using the microphone except for me, it seems like, and I don't understand why. Doesn't matter. Peace and welcome to this live stream, this sunny Sunday, spontaneously spectacular day today. 1 minute it's raining, the next minute it's sunny, and it's a beautiful day. I'm looking up at the camera right now, but I go and look up at the screen up there, and that's why my eyes are wandering. And I kind of have this camera right in my face. It's mounted to a light. It's mounted to a light. It's mounted to this articulating light that keeps falling down like this, and my camera keeps moving. Look, I got the winning numbers all right here. So how could I mount this camera to stay in position? Woo! There, it just dropped down again. I guess it's just too heavy. It is too heavy for this lamp. The springs are worn out, because I would like to get this camera directly into my face right here as I look into the monitor. So anyway, yeah. So just that little bit of extra weight. If I take all this heavy lottery ticket off of the lamp, if I take all of that weight off, maybe I can slide the camera a little closer to the edge. Sorry about all that movement. It adds interest. I mean, otherwise I could be driving a car and there'd be me riding down the road. But this is me at home struggling with my tech. I'm testing out the technology. I want to make it work. I was testing out this camera. I'm not sure that I'm satisfied with the camera's quality. It's an Asus web camera. I do believe it is 1080p. Do I even use the software that comes with it? I have the Rode Central for the microphone, and I've got I have all the default applications that came with the computer that's running the software on the camera. And otherwise, I guess the same condition is true with the Rode Wireless 2 Go microphone, because there is an app on the PC for this, but I do not use the app when I'm streaming through YouTube and Windows environment for that one matter. Whenever I open up Windows and I navigate to the internet, let's say through a web browser like Google Chrome, and then I want to use the audio microphone to do my navigating for me, I'll click on the microphone and it automatically starts, I mean, presuming that this is turned on and everything, will record my voice. Let's say I'm using Google Chrome to ask for the weather, and it'll bring up whatever I'm asking for through voice to text technology. And otherwise, when I open up Windows and I look at the settings and I look at the microphone, the input devices, it shows that Rode Wireless Go 2 microphone as the default audio device on this PC. There's also a microphone on the camera right here on the sides, two of them. It looks like I can see two little pinhole dots. I'm guessing it's for stereo, not sure. Shitty image though, really bad. The backlight here. I'm surprised that today, 2024, technology, that I have to close the drapes, and even that does not eliminate that glare. And now I have a light above me, which is also casting shadows and creating highlights, blowing out the white balance. And I don't understand why it's so poorly done. And I got another lamp there. I just turned it on, which I will face directly in my face like this. And the camera just does not enhance. Like, the more light you throw into this, the worse it gets. Is that the camera? No, it's a lot of it software driven. If I was to go out into the natural light, would everything just turn white? You wouldn't see nothing. It doesn't make any sense. It almost doesn't make any sense. I bounce the light off indirectly. I can hear this. Yeah. It's the sound of this arm falling down under the tension. That's hilarious. Too much weight. It's okay, so you can see that I am alive on YouTube, and that I am here messing around with, I wanted to play and make sure that this microphone was working. I wanted to get this camera going, and it does work. The image quality is sort of poor. I'm going to say it is poor. Like, you think you can read the millimeters or even the 16ths or even the 8ths or the quarters? Can you even see any of that? Oh, wait, depends which way the light is reflecting on it. You can barely see the marking, the individual markings. Like, how far away, and it disappears. So how far away am I from this camera? Right now, I'm approximately the length of this ruler. There, I'm hitting the camera, and that's my nose. So from 1 inch to 12 inches. That's an interesting point of view. I like that. That I like. That's pretty cool. If I get my finger out of the way now. There we go. All right, go. All right. Then I go like this, and I go like this. There. Oh, it's not bad. That's not a bad image. That's not bad. I would accept that. I would accept that as a image on YouTube. If they were able to take my camera and put this image on the screen, recorded from the camera, and the software was able to make the camera look like this, I would record more YouTube videos, knowing that they have the latest, greatest technology that I can do like this, separating my face, or making one eyeball like that, cross eyes. How about cross-eyed? That would be a nice feature, Google, if you could make this like this and like that. Yeah, there you go. That would be a good one too. There's a good one. Yes, Google. I mean, YouTube. Welcome to the YouTube channel that everybody wants to watch. I'm playing around with my camera because I plugged it in and I wanted to see if it was going to work. And I wanted to know if the resolution, if you can even see any of the markings on the ruler or the pimples on my face. I mean, can you see the pores in my skin? You can sort of see wrinkles. You can see individual hair strands. No, of course you can't do that with this camera because the resolution's at 1080. However, 1080p is supposed to be a good resolution, and I don't have the light. And the more you add light, the poorer the quality of the image becomes. You almost have to get up close and personal like this. Now you can start to see some details. But it's kind of out of focus a little bit. A little bit out of focus. Woo! I don't know what the minimum focus distance. I don't know what the minimum focus distance is from my eye to the camera, or from the camera to the subject, from the camera to the subject. Just playing around. Just playing around. I should check my lottery tickets so I don't have to play around as much. Today was a rainy day, and Cornwall Bikes was just getting ready to go on a bike trip when the raindrops started falling down. And now the sun is shining again, and it's a beautiful day out there. And this web camera just does not. I just hit this lamp. I was just trying to, I just got off my yoga ball and I wanted to pull the slack. Oh, I forgot I got 300 feet of cable sitting here. on the table. I can pull this camera out. We can go outside. Let's do that. Let's untangle this mess and see where it takes us, how far I can really go. It's a little bit of a puzzle here on this tabletop. Everything is intertwined. And I just don't know where to put it all. The technology is everywhere. It is all over the place. It is here in the form of, well, this is an old computer power supply that I have here sitting on the table. I captured the 12-volt rail off of this power supply from this computer so that I could plug in this car audio head unit here from Alpine. It's the UTE 4200 Bluetooth edition. I have Android Auto set up here that I can use my smart devices such as my phone or a tablet and plug it into, Bluetooth it connectivity into here, which outputs audio signals through these cables, which run along the floor here and then travel up in behind this cabinet here and in behind here, even as far back as here into this device, which is actually an amplifier from SMSL, the AD18, which, of course, the resolution of this camera, you can't even read that. So anyways, there's a little bit of tech here too as well. I won't get into that, and I won't get into this right now because all I'm doing is interested in streaming on YouTube, as I am right now, live. And I was going to unravel myself here as I'm plugged into an extension cable and see if I can come outside with this camera to entertain myself with during this inclimatic weather we are having. Inclimatic weather. Inclimatic. How do you say that word? I want to unravel this. And I want a lot of things, and I'm going to do it in the steps that I have to do things in, which is repeated baby steps. Repeated baby steps. It is a process that one goes through. And as much as you try to take those shortcuts that we all want to take in our lives and do things faster and quicker, I would just love to just and unravel this like a tape measure. But unfortunately, I have built this up over time, and I've layered this up to do different tasks at different points in time. And when I pack things up and put things away, they tend to get stacked. And this is where we are. We're getting unstacked. All right. Now, if I can run this over here. Oh, 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 oh. You see? You see, does it? Getting everything untucked, unraveled. There's the wiring. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Getting closer. Closer and closer. Closer. Getting closer. Actually, this camera is okay. It's not bad, but do I need a selfie stick with it? Okay. Let's see where I am with this unraveling process. So without putting too much strain, I don't want to put strain on the USB connections on this PC and then start dragging this computer across my desk as I pull on this cable like that. It would be nice to secure it like I did here, tying it to something solid. And I might just do that right now, right here, right now, before it's too late. And to tie this securely, I'm in a bit of a pickle bind because the other end is connected to the camera. And for me to tie a knot here, okay, here we go. We're going to tie one knot. So I'm going to take this camera and then loop it through. Let me get it unraveled again. Oh my goodness. Caught up and I'm standing on the cable and it is a struggle. This is not, this is not a tape measure that you pull out and it retracts by itself and it's been engineered for your pleasure. This is doing layouts and doing planning and doing organizational activities to make life supposedly easier in this world of technological chaos, which I am trapped in, obviously. But look at this thing. Look at this. This is twisted around. So you got to untwist this to be able to fish this through. That is the fun. That is the fun part. This is all about the fun parts. Oh, goodness. It's not about the actual, content. It's the preparations that go into the content creation that I am absolutely entertained by 100%. Pull that through. And plus I'm doing this single-handed too. There, see? Look at this. Look at this protection I have built into my device for today. Because I just didn't want to pull my computer. I can pull this and it's got a little bit of give to it. And now I can exit the building. And this is how much cable I have left. It's not much, but we'll be able to go outside. This is dark and this is light. That's a screen. We're looking through a screen. Oh my goodness, what's happening to my live stream? I just saw some funky looking light. Was that from the screen? If I do that again, there. What is happening? Why is that doing that? What the Okay. All right. Too many questions. Got to go get outside. I'm going to get outside. I got to open the screen door with my foot because that's how you do it. Like that. And then once the door is ajar, what is happening? Is it because there's too much light? What in the fuck is going on? Huh? What the? Is that because there's too much light for this camera to handle? Okay, I'm going out. I am going out and I can't tell. I can't tell. Is it better? Is it brighter? I'm outside. I am outside. See that shed on my shoulder? That's where I keep the rake and the leaves that I rake from the lawn and the grass clippings. And the what else? The shovel. I think there's a shovel in there, a rake and a shovel, and some bags of leaves. And then over here, there's a Canadian flag right here on this shoulder. Almost, you can see that. That's because I'm Canadian. I can't see anything anymore. This is looking inside from outside. I'm just curious what this might look like from the inside, looking outside. Okay, you can see the trees and the leaves blowing. I'm just testing out a camera here, an Asus camera. I don't even know which model this is. It says that it is an Asus Webcam C3, I believe. And as far as I know, it has 1080p, wide angle lens, full HD 1080p. That's what it says on the camera itself. I just noticed something, that there's a 1/4 20 on the bottom screw hole. I could probably use my tripod and connect this to the tripod. I just realized that. That's my Substack for my audio video receiver here. I know it's in a state of disrepair. It looks that way. It is plugged in. It is functioning. I have optical Toshlink in, outputting from the TV, which is actually getting the signal from the HDMI cable here, going into the TV, and optical out into the audio video, and then through the surround sound speakers. Anyways, let's get this thing hooked up to here though. 1/4 20. Ooh, that means I have to disconnect something. I have to disconnect something to get something for something. Okay, to get the 1/4 20 access. I need to do some fabrication, some fandangled fabrications here. All right, so what am I going to do, you may ask? Oh, fucking camera. All right, I need to scab off this plate. This is for my cell phone. I got a homemade smartphone holder. Here I slide my smartphone into this, and then it holds the smartphone, and then I can tripod my smartphone around. But I need this little plate here, which is proprietary to this tripod, which allows you to mount things like a camera. I don't even know where my camera is, right there. My camera. And this is a homemade device right here. I have a second one on my camera, which is not here, it's over there. To get this off, I need an Allen key, which is not here. It's over there. Therefore, in conclusion, I still have to leave the presence of this space to go retrieve whatever it is I want to do to get this mounted to this tripod. Yeah, and the ball mount at the top here, as far as I know, is connected to a 3/8 shank versus the 1/4-inch shank that the 1/4-20 is mounted to. Oh, why is life so complicated? Why is life so complicated? Now, this is analog versus digital technology. And it's pretty basic, you know, bolts and nuts and wrenches and hammers, sticks and stones. Digital stuff, you need to have people that have a brain in their head that might be able to design the software that drives the analog devices. This is the plate I'm talking about. There's the 1/4-20 here. Here is the little screw thingy with the wing nut that you can turn by hand versus the other one that requires the tool, and you don't have the anyways, you can see that. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to mount it to the bottom of this camera as my world falls to pieces. And then I'll slide that onto the camera and we'll be done with it. There we go. It's connected. It's tightened. And now I'm going to mount it to the tripod here. And just like that, it's connected to the tripod. Woot. Okay, I don't think I need this light on. I don't think I need this light on because it just doesn't work. Move this tripod around. I could do a monopod with this as well. This is my cycling jacket. I actually was out earlier today on a bike ride and I'm just hanging it up to dry because it was wet. It was pouring rain outside earlier. And now it's sunny and beautiful out there. I'm thinking about going back out for my bike ride that I wanted to go on earlier. So here we are with the camera mounted to the tripod, heading outside. Here we are looking at, I see I got to tie it at both sides here on the tripod as well. Let's see what that looks like. I am oh, the cable is stretched out. Huh. Wonder if it's a bad connection. Is it just stress on the cable? No. Is it too much light? What is going on with this camera? I think it's too much light. Every time okay, so the light through the roof of the, but there it's looking at direct sun, so why wouldn't it be flashing? What part is it? Why does it do that? Why does that do that? I'm going to say that this Asus camera is friggin' garbage. there a sensor here that's picking this up? If my finger is over top of something, when I cover that up, it doesn't trigger this device to flash like that. I don't know why it's doing that. That's annoying. That's really annoying. Then I'd have to tie this to here as well. And that's another knot that I have to create. I am surprised, though, that I have to why is it doing that? Why is that image so fucking shitty? Why is that fucking thing not working? I can't even put that 1/4-20 in all the way. This thing does not mount up nice either. The 1/4-20 is too deep. I am packing this up. I am frustrated with this. I am very frustrated with this. Like, why does it flash like that? Why does it do that? I don't know. I don't like it. Too much light? Don't get it. I'm going to peel the plastic off of the... I haven't even peeled the plastic off of the camera. There's a piece of plastic protecting this camera. And here it comes off. Like, I don't know if that's affecting it or not. There, I took it off. Did I just see it flash again? Oh, yeah. Wow. That is just aces. What a shitty camera. Shitty fucking camera. I put the plastic back on because I want to get rid of this camera. What a hunk of garbage it is. What did I pay for this? Too much money. Whatever it's worth, I paid way too much for it. First time I'm actually using this and testing it out, and I am not impressed. And the depth of that 1/4-20 hole too. I just noticed that it's short a few threads. You cannot thread in a screw from a standard mounting plate into this base of this camera to hold it onto a tripod. And then the lighting issues outside with the camera being, it flashes like that when there's too much light. There's too much light. It just starts, the camera can't handle the light. The CMOS sensor just cannot handle the overload of technology. This little bit of technology right here, I was wondering about earlier, and I thought to myself, whoa, it's not working. And then I found out that on my PC here, the microphone had a little slash through it, and it was muted. Somehow it was muted, and my voice was not getting through the airwaves of the YouTube community. Okay, I am satisfied that this is done, and now that the sun has come out and it's shining, I am going to get my Cornwall bikes gear back on and head out on the roads and do some cycling. And maybe you guys can join me on my bicyclette. Here it is. This is the bike I'm going to be riding on. I will be getting this bicycle onto the road here. There's my bike shoes. I'll be sitting in that saddle. I'll be controlling this cockpit, and we'll go for a ride on this bicycle. I just freshly pumped up the tires on this bicycle, and it is ready for action. There's the valve that I use to pump up the air. I've got about 120 PSI on this tire here, maybe 100 on the back here of my gator skin. It's a little bit older, a little bit weaker. It needs to have some TLC applied to it. This is the pump right here. There's the pump from the company that I used to like and appreciate, Silca. I got that pump right there from them. This is from Schwinn. It's not even from Silca. It is not Italian made. That is made in America. Actually, it's made in China or Taiwan. Pieces from, I don't know where it's from, but that valve on that pump is not a quality valve. It's a piece of garbage. I had a Silca pump made in Italy, and it was a quality product. This is not that. Thanks, Schwinn. Anyways, Cornwall Bikes, I will be on my bicycle, ringing my bell, just like that. You'll hear it. You'll hear me coming down the pathways, and I'll be saying, get out of my way, coming through. That's not true. I'll just be putzing along, and I'll be looking for a nice sunny place to pull over and get my happy on. I'm going to find a nice spot by the St. Lawrence River underneath a nice tree, and I'm going to you recognize it? Can you see the resemblance? All right. I would share with you me changing from one personality into another personality. One day I was asking myself a question, and I said to myself, I'm wondering, I bought these suspenders, and I asked myself, I said, can I wear suspenders? And I did. And I'm like, yeah, I can wear suspenders. I like wearing suspenders. Suspenders hold up my pants really good. And I wear them. And then I asked myself another question. I said to myself, can I wear a belt? And of course, yes, I put the belt on and I wore the belt. I'm like, yes, I can wear a belt. The belt fits good and I wear a belt. And then the next question was, can I wear a pair of suspenders and a belt at the same time. And I was like, I don't know. Can you do that? Can you do that? And one day on Facebook, I was looking and viewing a friend's Facebook page, and they were had a picture, an old photo of their parents, and a picture of their father, and holding them at Christmas time, and he had on a pair of suspenders and a belt. And I thought to myself, yes, you can wear suspenders and a belt at the same time. So it answered my question. And today, for the first time, I am donning a suspender and belt look for myself, if you will. And I just don't know if it's okay or not. But without the suspenders, the pants still stay raised. With the suspenders and without the belt, the pants still stay. Right? Everything is double. It actually still stays because these pants are actually sized for my waist. But it does offer some extra support for when you're moving around and articulating and stuff. It is definitely a improvement. Well, I'm not going to show you me changing into my bike clothes. However, I am going to leave now and get myself ready for a bike ride. Cornwall Bikes, thanks for joining me today. I'm happy that the microphone is working. I just removed it. I'm really happy the microphone is working here. You can see the display, which is very poor resolution. I don't understand why the I don't get it. I just test. You can see the testing working. I just don't get why the quality of the image is so poor. But I'm going to say, because this camera is about less than $100, it's less than $100 camera, and it has microphones built into it, and it has the technology that is built into it with the software and everything. So you can appreciate that when you spend, thousands of dollars on equipment, that you get better equipment versus $10. How about this GoPro 10 camera? That was $600, brand new when I bought it. I overpaid for that camera when it first came out. I was an early adopter. I wanted a GoPro camera the first time they came out, and I said, when they told me it was $500. I said, no way, $500 for that thing? And I put it to rest. I never bought a camera from GoPro. And then when the GoPro 10 came out, and it was still $500, and I said to myself, I want a GoPro camera. I wanted to have a GoPro camera of my own so that I can do some active camera shooting, sports photography and stuff like that. And so I bought the action camera because I wanted to get some action shots connected to this device. And I just could not do that. I could not get this camera working for me. All of the proprietary software and the cloud storage and the sharing and the codecs that you had to download and pay for to make your device work so that you can capture the audio and so on and so forth. I was just disgusted in this camera. I've never used it. It sits here unused. Look, the plastic is still on the camera. The plastic is still on the camera, on the lenses, and on the surfaces. I have never used this camera. That's not true. I have used it, but very minimally. I've turned it on and off. I've charged the battery a couple of times. I've tried to use it in a live stream. It just does not want to work. So yeah, GoPro, $500 camera, $3,000 camera, or a $100 camera that I'm using right now to record this video with. And I want to say that this Asus camera is, or even Logitech makes exactly the same camera as this and is junk as well. I had the same camera from Logitech about a decade ago, and it's about the same quality image that I'm looking at now on this computer screen. That's a 4K computer screen. YouTube streams in less than 1080p, maybe 720. And I am using a GoPro. No, I'm using a Asus C3 webcam to record this with today. I'm using a Rode Wireless Go 2 microphone that's plugged in here. And there's kind of a picture of the web camera. You can see the reflection in the Rode Wireless Go 2 receiver. And you can see the VU meter tracing my volume of my voice, the timbre of my voice. Hope I'm not putting anybody to sleep. I was just getting ready to, I wanted to see if the web camera would work outside. And it seems like the more light that I introduce to the image, the more it corrupts the camera. Somehow it stops working. It starts to flash, and it's really distracting to watch. I find that the lighting inside here needs to be just like this almost. You almost need to have no lights, and you need to have the curtains drawn. And the ambient light, if I had a light meter in here and I had to guess how many lumens or how much light, ambient light is in here, it's medium at best, low to medium lighting. You can see there's a lamp in the background there that's not turned on. This lamp is on, but it's on dim, which emits no light whatsoever. This light was on, and I turned it off because it just does not add. It just, look how red my skin turns, the tone. The color science of this Asus camera is absolutely garbage. Absolutely garbage. Even when I highlight my desktop, everything just gets orangey and washed out, and it's a little bit too bright. It's a little bit, I can't even read that. Glazer Man. Yeah. Got the winning numbers right here. Anybody wants them, let me know. UTE 4200 BT Alpine. It has a USB stick hanging out. Up on my cabinet here, there's a Sony STR DE998 audio video receiver sitting here. Legacy technology, 7.1 surround sound. No HDMI. There's no HDMI in this. There's no video. The only video that's in here is composite video, legacy composite video. And even that, I don't think, yeah, you can do video in, video out through here. But you know, that technology has to go into a monitor as well. So you have to keep that in mind. There's no HDMI on this receiver. However, there's a beautiful audio on this device, which is what I'm trying to capture from the PC to the TV to the receiver, and then out to my speakers that you see here in the surround sound configuration, all the way back here as well, and back there as well, another speaker, and my sub stack right here, 3 subwoofers, all powered off of this amplifier. Oh, and the center channel sitting right there. Anyways, it's I have it apart because I'm troubleshooting it. There is an issue with one of the channels not working, which happens to be the surround channel sitting right there on the floor. There's just no sound coming out of that audio. I don't know if there's a fuse inside or if there's, hey, John, how's it going? What's bond breaker tape for? Bond breaker tape is for, so in the world of caulking, sealants, you put a bond breaker so that you don't have 3-sided adhesion. You only have 2 sides that adhere, and then the release is the bond breaker, so that if you release the 2 sides that are adhered, the 3rd side can release or move in that sense. I use bond breaker tape for caulking. That's all. Backer rod is considered a bond breaker. Wax, a crayon, wax crayon is considered a bond breaker, just as long as you have something that prevents a surface from being connected, adhered to in case of adhesives. Yeah, expansive explanation. Where would you have, why would you ask that question though? Like, what's bond breaker tape for? Did I have some bond breaker tape here somewhere and you saw a roll of it and you thought to yourself, why does he have bond breaker tape? What question, where did that question come from? But good question though. Thank you for asking. I hope I answered correctly, because I just don't know. I have a microphone in my hand here. I'm supposed to be wearing it, and I am actually trying to get myself changed so I can go out for a bike ride, because when I was out earlier, it was raining. Look at this screen. Why does it flash like that? I don't know. I think there's something wrong with this camera, and that every time that it gets too much light, it just starts to go chaos and confused. Whereas inside here, where it's nice and darker, I have a lot more contrast in my image, but I don't have the detail or the quality of image that I'm looking for as far as resolution. I was just testing out a camera, and I wanted to see if I could see like a millimeter or see a 1/16 of an inch on this ruler. And as you can see, you can barely see the 1/4 inches, let alone the 1/8. Yeah, even in the light, you can see the light, how much light it washes out. The camera software is engineered for, it looks like the profile of the software is set up for obviously dark environments. Spliced sleeves, glued splice sleeves. Yeah, that's a good example, John. Sorry, my voice is muffled there. Yeah, that's a good example, John. Glued surfaces, spliced sleeves. You could use the bond breaker there as well to help alleviate any issues with, I don't know, removal of the said sleeve, let's say. I do use silicone to, oh, you're a glazer? I'm a glazer. I figured as much. Yeah, I usually silicone the sleeves on, because with silicone, it obviously moves and stretches as well. And you can tape on the sleeves with the tape for sure. Tessa tape, 2-way tape. whatever you want to use. Where do you glaze from, John? I'm in Ottawa. Ottawa, Canada, nation's capital. I've been out west as well. I've been all over Ontario. I've been all over Alberta. I've been in BC. I've been in Quebec. Yeah, so that's about the extent of my glazing experience. Too much glazing experience, though. I have served a life sentence. I have done my time, and now it's time for me to get out of jail free. I need a get out of jail free card, and you're in 1009. I'm in 200. I hope that your local is better than my local, wherever you might be hailing from, John. Politics, glazing, or union politics being what they are. I want to tell you this. I dropped my camera. I want to tell you this. So because of where I'm located in Ottawa, I'm in Ontario, Canada, which is English. We're English Canadian speaking nation. And I live and work near Quebec, which is a French speaking nation of people. And because Local 200 is in Ottawa, which is right on the border of Quebec and Ontario, there's a lot of French people that have come and filtered into the union in Ottawa. Now, they have established a local in Quebec on the Quebec side. However, they don't have any work over there. So they tend to come to the Local 200 office, even though they live in the province of Quebec, have Quebec addresses. The companies that they are working for are based in Quebec, have office addresses in Quebec, and they bring all of their supplies and their materials from Quebec. So all their swing stages, all their boom lifts, all their swings, scissor lifts, etc., are ordered and shipped from Quebec to Ontario, to the Ontario job sites that are supposed to be, in my opinion, employing Ontario workers first and foremost. So here comes the politics. When it comes to layoffs, these companies tending to lay off the English people who are living in Ontario and sitting at home collecting unemployment, while the Quebec workers who are working for these Quebec companies that are taking the Ontario jobs. And anyways, I just am beside myself in the fact that I get sent home from a Quebec company based in Quebec in a Local 200 office that tells me that I'm supposed to be in a union and I'm in a brotherhood of people who are out looking for my best interests and protecting my job and getting me good wages and getting me a pension plan and getting me benefits and stuff like that, while I spend a disproportionate amount of time sitting at home on layoff notices while I wait for the next contract. Anyways, just some points of view from a local union employee's point of view in the glazing trade. I don't know about you, John, how much time you spend at home, sitting at home collecting EI, but I can add up all of the hours and days and weeks and months that I have sat at home and the money that I have lost not working. And I've never been out of work except since I've been in the union. Everything outside of the union, I've worked 50, 60-hour work weeks, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 30 days in a row, 60 days in a row, overtime, out the yin yang. But in the union, 37.5 hours. That's it. I have never worked an overtime hour. Once, I think I worked in 6 years ago. I worked overtime. I don't remember. And the last time I remember, I think I remember having a conversation with one of the project managers at one of the companies. I'm like, yeah, I'm willing to work. I'll come into the shop. I'll sweep the floors. I'll do anything. Do you have any overtime? Oh yeah, we have lots of overtime. We're very busy. We have lots of work. And then, like 6 months later, you're out of work again, no overtime, sitting on unemployment insurance. Yeah. Local 200. I just want to say that local 200. I don't know if you have that experience in your local or not, but in my local, that's what the experience I'm having. Anyways, enough of that. Enough of that rant. The reason I mentioned it was because you had mentioned that you are in a local and you're a glazer. So I just wanted to get that off my chest because I have to communicate this to some other people in this brotherhood because there's something wrong. And it's not just me. I was talking to 3 other glazers and we kind of all got laid off at the same time. And from different, like the same company, but different jobs. So 3 different jobs, same company, laid off several people, not just 3. And yeah. And they've got a job in Quebec. They're in Ontario. This company is based in Ontario. They got a job in Quebec. I had to go through a security clearance, which I passed. Here's another thing, John. Oh, if you're listening, I just got to get this in here because it's great. So I started out in this trade 20 years ago, 25 years ago, approximately. I got about 25 years, 24 years of experience. And I first started out in the trade. I was non-union for about 7 years. During that 7-year period, I was knocking on the union door. I was asking, hey, can I join up the union? What do I have to do to get in the union? I was doing everything I could for about 3 years. I tried to get into the union. At a certain point, I just gave up because it just wasn't panning out for me. And they said, no, 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 every time I called. So they wouldn't let me in the union. I went out west and I was working for this company, which happened to be unionized. I don't know what happened, but I got a job there. And they said to me, hey, you need to register in the union to work for us. So I went to the union office and I registered. And just like that, I was in the union. I didn't even think twice about it. I just went back to work and I was working. And I was working in this union office. So now I'm a union member, just like that. I didn't even realize it and I didn't think about it much. So time went on and I moved back to Ontario. And now I realize with my union membership that I can join the union. Well, while I was out west working for this company, I started and I finished my apprenticeship and I got my journeyman Red Seal certification as a glazer. So I came back to Ontario with my certification in hand, with my union membership, and I went to the union office and I showed them my credentials and they welcomed me into the union just like that. They had to. I had a clearance card. I had to transfer from one union to another. But here's the clincher, though. When I worked for this company in Ottawa that laid me off, they're screening applicants for security clearances to work in the province of Quebec. So when I brought my certificate of qualification, my Red Seal certification, to the Quebec office of the ministry to show them my certification qualifications so that I could be allowed to work in the province of Quebec, they told me that my certification was no good. They told me that my Red Seal in the province of Quebec was no good. And and I don't even know why, but the detail is that if you're certified in the province of Ontario with your journeyman certification and your qualifications come from Ontario, Quebec and Ontario have an agreement with each other that they will allow Ontario workers to come into the province of Quebec to do glazing. But if you have your certification from any other province in Canada, from coast to coast, that certification is not recognized. And you have to go through an elaborate bureaucratic process and pay an annual fee to the government to have your certification changed from whatever province you got it from to the province of Ontario, so that the Quebec province could recognize that your certification is from Ontario. Meanwhile, you have to pay an annual fee to maintain that status to the province to get your certification. I don't know what they have a term for that, but you take your Alberta or your BC Red Seal certification. Red Seal, I'm saying Red Seal. You know what Red Seal is? It's interprovincial certification. It means it's good anywhere in Canada except in the province of Quebec. Yeah. So you know what I said? I said, fuck you, and please do not ask me to work in the province of Quebec. Well, anyways, this Ontario company got this job in Quebec, and they screened a bunch of applicants. I guess they screened me out, and because I don't want to, or I can't work in the province of Quebec, they had to lay me off. That's it. That's all. So anyways, but I'll find another job fast enough. I'm on the list. You know how that works. I'm off of work on Friday. I'll be working again Monday. It's construction season. I'm not too worried about it. Anyways, I was just here on my my computer and my camera and stuff. I was just fucking around here with my microphone, and I was going to go for a bike ride. Here's my bike ride. It's all set up here. I was going out for a bike ride, and the weather started turning south on me, and I was waiting for the sun to come out. The sun came out. The sun came back out, and now it's raining again. It's like, oh, I just can't get out. I want to go out for a bike ride. I want to get outside today. As soon as it starts to clear up, it starts to get nasty again. Hey, John, appreciate you stopping by, bud. I don't know where local 1009 is. I suppose I could look it up. But I hope you're having a good time glazing where you are. Are you in Ontario at all? Ah, you, Pat. Local 1009. Not 10,000. Glazers local Facebook. You're on Facebook, John. There you are, local. No, that's not you. But where is this? It's America. You're in America. Springfield, New Jersey. Right on. You're close by. We're just in New York. You're just across the river from me. USA, A-OK. I'd love to do some glazing work in USA. I was on Glazer Nation, and they had some kind of I don't know what it was, some kind of a contest or something like that, and they had like Glazer of the Year award. Anyways, I participated in that process. I was kind of entertained by it a bit. And I told them, I said, hey, you know what? I'd love to be working in Sarasota, Florida, so I can dip my toes into Siesta Beach and retire there. My God, the rain. I can't believe the storm outside. It's just raging out there. Chris won a truck. Wow. From the Glazer Nation Award ceremony stuff there. Nice. Well, I won some kind of recognition for being a Canadian glazer, and I could not attend the ceremonies. I wanted to go to the award ceremonies, and I wanted to see and meet all the other people in the process that set this up, Matt Day and other people. And I was unable to follow through with my obligations and commitment. Now it's freezing ice rain. It's hailing. It's hailing. We're getting some really strange weather here. I don't know if you're getting any of this weather in New York, John, but here in Cornwall, it's pretty nasty. You know the border crossing at Cornwall, Messina? You know the Messina, Prescott, Johnstown crossing? Possibly. Anyways, John, you take care. Thanks for stopping by. And any other people that have dropped by in this live stream today, thanks for joining me. I was just testing out a microphone and a camera, and I got a little distracted in a conversation with another fellow glazer there. Appreciate that, because there's not enough of that happening. And I should probably try to set up a chat for myself, a YouTube stream targeting glazers. Hopefully, maybe I could encourage some of the people that I know in my local to come online and to participate and interact and share some conversations and stories. Maybe could be fun. We could talk shop. We could talk about family lives, personal lives, or work-related issues. I'm indifferent to it all. Could talk about stuff that's not even related, excuse me, to our trade. But anyway. So yeah, the camera's bouncing around because I'm holding it in my hand. And I'm just going to get myself changed for a bike ride. But now that I see that the rain started again, I'm canceling those ideas, getting myself dressed back into my weekend attire. I'm ready. I went to a Tool concert. That's what this shirt is from. Tool in Montreal, Canada. It was a good show. I really appreciated that show. And that's that. So sitting at home, it's raining, it's pouring, hailing. It's sunny. It was sunny. It stopped being sunny. I opened the curtains. I closed the curtains. It gets too bright in here. The whitewash of the so tried mounting the camera to this base plate for the tripod. The shit that you can't. Yes, sir. It's true. Wow. There was a big bolt of lightning there. And the thunder to go with it. The thunder to roll. Wow. That is, yeah, and it's all over just like that. It's all over. The sun is coming out again. I mean, you can't see it, but I was trying to do this earlier and it was flashing. It was flashing. Well, that's not a very exciting image. Yeah, definition of a glazer, a person that does shit that you can't. Exactly. The stuff that we do as a tradesperson. Holy cow. I was on a job on an apartment building and we were putting this metal, thin piece of metal on the wall. So we put in a new door and a new window, and on the return, the divider between the balconies was this metal panel, and they had a plug. They had an outlet, an outlet like this here coming through the metal panel like this. Imagine this was the metal panel and there was a plug there. Well, there was no electrician to come and disconnect the outlets, but we had to replace the metal panel that was here, and we had to unwire our own electrical outlets and then put the panel on and then rewire the electrical panel to the new. That was not something that was in our agreement or our definition as a glazer, but yet still did it. Carpentry work. I mean, you get on a job site and you're doing a punch out like this, and your opening is supposed to be a guaranteed opening. And then you get there and you find out that either the window is too big or the window is too small or the window opening wasn't sized correctly. And you, as a glazer, have to fix this opening to make it work so that the contractor can get their job completed as scheduled and that the tenants can move in, whatever the case is. But the things that we do, the housekeeping, garbage, all the garbage that's laying, the stud work that's all thrown on the floor, the drywall cutoffs that you have to walk over to get to your work area, the housekeeping that you have to clean up behind other trades before you can do your job. On and on it goes, the things that we have to do. Yeah, make it work, finish stuff. You got it. You got it. There's a lot to consider. The woodworking, the carpentry skills, the electrical. You have to be a fabricator. You got to do metal work. You got to be an architect. You have to be an engineer. You got to be a scientist. You got to be a researcher. You got to be a liaison, somebody that talks to people and asks questions to get answers, and you got to smooth things over so that other people can communicate to other people and understand what's happening. I remember walking into, we were doing this residential job, and the tenant who did not want to have the windows changed in their unit was adamant that we were not coming in to change his windows, even though that the corporation of the building who owned the building said we're changing all our windows. This tenant said he wasn't going to have his windows changed. Well, he was just a very upset individual, and I had to liaise. I had to step in, explain to the gentleman, try to calm him down and get him to accept the fact that we were coming in to do changing his windows. But you got to be a psychiatrist, you got to be a fucking engineer, you got to be everything to everybody in this trade. But anyways, cool, good. It's a great experience. You know what I like about this trade the best is the outdoors, the outside work, working outside, fresh air, exercise, and getting paid to do that. I love that shit, and there's nothing better than being out on a swing stage or on a boom lift. Oh, even that part too, just being outside, but being on a piece of equipment where you're swinging in the air, woo, like this, and you're getting paid. It's like going at an amusement park. Being at an amusement park and getting paid to go on a fun ride. Bumper cars, you drive your Zoom Boom around and you're up there in the basket and you're banging off the windows, bang, bang, when the wind is blowing the machine all over the place and you got a 500-pound piece of glass on it and two guys and all their tools and you're overloaded and you're 100 feet up in the air. Yeah. Good times. Get the old heart racing. But yeah, there's some good experiences in the trade. As a glazer, as a carpenter, as any tradesperson, you'd appreciate things like iron workers and electricians and plumbers and stuff like that. They have compulsory components in our country, Canada. We have certifications. We got the apprenticeship process that we get, and we got journeyman certifications as a result of that. And in the States, I'm not sure what the process is, if you have the same. I don't think you do. but you do become journeyman somehow, some way. You get certified. I believe that what is it called? AMGT? No, AGMT. Architectural Glass Metal Technician, AGMT. That's a certification. It's 4 years. You got a 4-year apprenticeship. Even a good mechanic can screw up, but even a better one can't get himself out. Funny. Yeah, it's a 4-year process, that you participate in as well to get your journeyman certification. It's about 4 years here. I think they got 8,000 hours or 8,500 hours or 7,900 hours. I can't remember, but it's around that hour mark that you have to have in the trade before you can sit and write the exam. And then, of course, during that process, you go back and forth to school 3 times, I believe. You go 3 times, and on the fourth time, you write your final journeyman certification test and to see if you pass. Yeah. And I heard of one called the AMGT or AGMT, Architectural Glass and Metal Technician. I participated in that one as well. And I think that's an American certification because they sent some people from an American business office, whatever, the AGMT office, to Canada to do their certifications here and to monitor the certification. I think they're like they weren't necessarily a governing body, but they were empowered to do the certification process. So they would monitor the certification testing process, and then they would take the results and then give them to the ministry or the government and say that this person shows that they have meted or exceeded the expectations and should be certified. And whatever the case is, I have that certification as well. So with that certification, you had to demonstrate storefront. You had to do storefront. So you had to build a storefront with an operating door. You had to do a curtain wall, demonstrate a curtain wall. So a couple of little projects that they had set up in shop. Plus you had to do caulking demonstration. So they gave you a little piece of board and a piece of metal on it that was screwed to it. And they said you had to do a caulking bead and demonstrate how you would tool that and so on and so forth. And then you had to do a little bit of administrative work. So you had to do some test questions to show that you could do figure out area, length, and stuff like that. So a couple of formulas you had to add some numbers and figure out the answer to, which wasn't that difficult. It was actually kind of like high school math. It wasn't that difficult, but I appreciate the test, the storefront and the curtain wall and the door and the caulking all had to be done. And yeah, it took hours, several hours to do that whole process. And then meanwhile, you had to call the instructor over to show him that you have completed a step and that he had to check it off before you can continue on to the next step. But yeah, I would look into that. If you don't have your AGMT certification, check that out. Yeah, otherwise I have it somewhere. Dashboard AGMT. This is what the website looks like. That's my email address. I don't know my password. I don't know my password. It did not remember. Google did not remember my password from here, so I can't sign in. This is their homepage. Sign up, create a new account. So anyways, you go to this website, you set up, register, you get certified eventually at the end of the process. It's good for 4 years. After 4 years, you have to demonstrate that you have a couple of years of education, like that you've upgraded. Yeah, you have to show that you've upgraded your education every couple of years. No, every 4 years. Within 4 years, you have to show that you've done 2 courses to upgrade your education. That's what it is. Okay, now I'm understanding it better. Let's see where I got pictures of all of this. JDE glazing. Technology driving me crazy again. There we go. Where's the AGMT certification? Albion Education. Where are you? Education. AGMT exam prep. So this was a while ago. This was me years ago. Pictures of me sitting at home. Here I am doing the test. I'm doing the test at home on the computer, sitting in front of the computer. I don't know that you can even see that. These images are small. Here's the test. Here's a sample test. Curtain wall physical test. Don't know if you can see all of that stuff there. But yeah, I had to do all of these tests to pass and give you some information. There's the storefront, all the steps you got to do, the door, the caulking details, the shim locations, the screw locations, the door closer. They want to see it all. They want to see it all. Storefront. Okay, so that is that. That's the AMGT certification. Here is my certificate that I got. Whoops, it's upside down. Whoops, there it is. That's the certificate that I got from the provider. I want to call them a certification body. I don't know who this organization is. agmtprogram.com. That's done from America. This was done in Canada. So this is the certification that I have here in Canada with my red seal. This is the seal that you get if you're just a journeyman. But if you get the red seal certification, which is a higher standard, you get the red seal, which is what I achieved. And that's what you get in Canada. But that certificate's no good in Quebec. This is supposed to be good in every province in Quebec. I mean, every province in Quebec, Canada, except Quebec. Plus a whole bunch of other certifications that I've got here. Different provinces. Here I am with another red seal. I'm also a chef. I have a extensive background in food services, and I also have this certification as a chef. That was another credential that I acquired. But yeah, there's lots. Yes, alcohol. I like alcohol. I use lots of it. Don't know if you're still there, John. Need I say more? Need I say more? This look, John. My caulking guns are personalized. You probably recognize this, the Hilti guns. It's upside down, but you know that caulking gun. And then there's this caulking gun. The best, John, the best. The Albion. My electric. My Albion Electric M12. My Milwaukee Electric M12. Those are just some of my caulking guns. I got a couple of manual guns here, manual guns. I have a bucket full of manual guns. I have my own isopropyl alcohol bottle here, John. In fact, I got several of them. I have my own isopropyl alcohol as well in a big jar that I use to fill up these bottles with. I'm one of the few people that use alcohol to clean my surfaces, to prep for caulking, to do anything glazing related. I'm one of the few people that actually use the alcohol. But it's good to know and hear that other people are doing it as well. But yeah, you know, caulking tools, impacts, drills. You know, I've got a little service bag right there just for door service, strictly for doors only. Whenever I'm called to do door work, I just go to that bag and I just bring that with me, nothing else. It's what's inside that counts. And I can't access it right now. It's just all locked into place. But yeah, this is my door bag. I just grab this and I'm gone. Caulking jobs, grab my bucket, I'm gone. You know, I'm doing some other task, I just grab my bag of tools and I'm gone. Got all my bits. I usually use buckets. Got all my buckets set up with pry bars, hammers, impacts, that kind of stuff. Just typical glazing tools, red bars, pry bars of all kinds, shapes and sizes. I got an itchy nose. Been itchy for, I think my mustache hairs is tickling my nose there. I'm looking at the TV. Use this as a mirror. I can see myself. Albion, I do like the Albion guns. The guns from Albion are superior, in my opinion. The Hilti guns work good. The Cox guns. It's these mechanisms here that are important. It's these mechanisms right here that make or break the gun. And the plungers too. Good plungers. Need to have good plungers. This is the tube. This gun is brand spanking new. I just ordered it from Albion. I got them to etch this onto my caulking gun so that it can be differentiated from other people's caulking guns, because I do not like having other people touching my caulking gun. I do not like that at all. I don't want anybody touching anything related to any of my caulking tools. You keep your hands off. That's why I have my own and not company tools. Company tools they give me to use, and they're all shitty. They're broken. They're dented. They're full of caulking. People don't care. They don't know how to use the tools. They don't take care of them. They're not their own. So they treat them like trash. Well, That's why I've got my own shit, and I do not allow anybody to touch my stuff unless I trust them, of course. If I work with somebody and we're working as partners together on a lift or on a swing stage, and I'm comfortable with you, I'm going to allow you to use the caulking guns for sure, for sure. I'm not going to be a prick and say you can't use that caulking gun. But generally speaking, though, if anybody comes up to me and says, "Oh, I need to use a caulking gun," I'm like, "Nope, sorry, I need that gun. That's mine. Get your own." Yeah, they supply them. They do supply us caulking guns, but to get a gun, you know, like when you need a gun, you want to use a good gun that works, and you grab a gun and it doesn't work. You have to rebuild it. You have to clean it. You have to make it work. And you do. That's fine. But when you're told to go do some caulking and you have like hundreds of windows that you have to caulk, and your job is to go to every room and caulk a window, you need to have reliable tools that are going to work and serve you. So day after day after day. So that's when I go to the employer and I say, "Can I please have a caulking gun?" And they either provide me with a brand new gun, or I bring in my own tools, and then I supply my own, and nobody gets to touch my tools. But generally speaking, yeah, the employers are obligated to supply the necessary tools to do the jobs. And a lot of them will supply you with a caulking gun, but they'll give you the really cheap caulking guns that don't cost very much and don't work very well, and usually end up being more of a problem than they are of a solution. And that's why I like those Albion guns so much. They just perform very well. I love the action on them, and they just outperform a lot of the other tools that are already out there. There's subtle differences. There's really subtle differences in the build of these guns. So, like, you think to yourself, there are standard these things like these caps. These are called caps. These things are called caps, and they are not all built equally. This is a brand new cap. This was a purchased as a separate item to get this converted from a cartridge gun to a sausage gun. I had to buy this adapter kit that came with this plunger extension piece on here. Anyways, when I tried to fasten this to here, this barrel would not thread onto this cap. It was just it just wouldn't bottom, it just would not thread on there properly. And so I had to find a cap from an older caulking gun that has this style of handle on it, and swap this cap for this cap so that this barrel could screw on to this cap. Yeah, I know this cap does not fit onto this gun for some reason. This cutout here, I don't know what it is. There's some incompatibilities. They're just little tiny little incompatibilities, but it's just enough to mess you up that you can't swap things out. You have to modify it. I don't know. But anyways, but the Albion guns, I do like using them, and they are a little bit more expensive. But they are all made in China or Taiwan, wherever they come from, Asia somewhere. All of this shit is made in Taiwan and China. It even says so right on the tools themselves, like made in China. The box that this came in was like made in China. Is it stamped? Nope, here it is here on the trigger. This one here, it says Taiwan. Can't read it. Okay. There it is, Taiwan. This one here, that one says Taiwan as well. This one is Taiwan. Okay, well, there you're starting to see a pattern. That one's Taiwan. Gonna check this one. Taiwan. Wow. Come on, don't call me a liar. Don't call me a liar. That's a Taiwan Hilti. Taiwan. Oh. It's a brand new gun I haven't even used yet. Doesn't say. Doesn't say. This one doesn't have any markings on it. But it is definitely a cheaper gun. But it would work. It would cock. It would do your job for you. China. Oh, Chinese. Weak lace and Chinese. Actually, there's a lot of technology that comes out of China. They're probably some of the first people that started glazing. I mean, look at the tall buildings over in Taiwan. Yeah, nothing from Canada. Somebody in Canada could make $1 million if they started their own caulking gun manufacturing company or something. I don't know what we can do in Canada. We don't do anything in Canada. We don't build any frames. We don't make any glass. We don't, we don't have any rubber extrusions. We don't make any hardware. Fucking Canada, eh? Goddamn Canada. Good for nothing. Good for cold snow. That's what we're good for. Cold weather. Ice, baby, ice. Hey, I didn't even watch the game last night, but did us Canadians beat your American hockey team last night? I don't even know what the score was. I started to watch it. Here comes the shit again. I started to watch Canadian hockey, and America took it away from us. NHL, I don't know. But you guys have a franchises in America, and you keep taking our Stanley Cups away from us, but you also keep taking our Canadian hockey players away from us too, because they keep leaving Canada because they don't want to stay in Canada. They all want to go to California. They all want to go to Florida. They all want to go to the sunny South and live their dreams there. And they abandon Canada. But yeah, hockey. He shoots, he scores. But did we beat you last night in the hockey game? I'm wondering. I don't know. The reason I was going to watch it, and this is what I was going to say, is like I was watching the game on TV, and then I left my friend's house and I came home, and I was going to watch it on stream it on the computer, and I went to the website, the Canadian Broadcast Corporation, which is the company that had the hockey game being streamed on their TV station, and I went to their website to stream it from there. And then I found out that Rogers, which is a telecommunications company, blocked their CBC's stream so that they could have exclusive rights to stream the hockey finals from their website instead of CBC's website. And if you want to stream from Rogers' website, you had to pay and subscribe to their services to get that. But prior to that, all of the other hockey games were being broadcast on CBC up until the Stanley Cup final. And then Rogers came in and stopped that. So I could not stream the hockey game from my computer last night in the first round of the finals. And I said, fuck you, CBC, fuck you, NHL, Fuck you, Gary Bettman. Fuck you, Rogers. I'm not going to stream any of that. I could care less. I just want to know, though, did they win or did we lose? That's all I care about. Yeah. Oh, Canada. See? I'm proud Canadian. This is a Canadian flag sitting here on my desk. I have a Canadian flag sitting there on my porch. And if you look at my car outside, I also have a Canadian flag on my back of where my back window is, on that little spot right there where the speakers are. And then I got a small Canadian flag on the front of the dash as well. So 2 flags in the car, 2 flags in the house. I am patriotic and committed and loyal to my country. Unlike some Canadians that I know that play hockey. That's not true. I'd probably do the same thing. I'd be happy to be in America. I'd be happy to be a contributing member of society living in America, being a proud Glazer, building the skylines of any community, of any city in America, and be proud to say that I was there. And if I had to become an American, I would be happy to do that as well. If I had to sign and say the patriotic oath and all that stuff, I would do that. But yeah, boycott him. Boycott him. Fuck Rogers. Fuck you. I'm having a hard enough time with as it is with my own providers. TELUS is my provider. And I've had a pretty good relationship with them overall. Generally speaking, for the time that I've been with them, I'm going to say I've had good service. I have paid my bills on time, and any issues that may have come up, they've been resolved quickly and efficiently. So I have a good rapport with them, and I have nothing bad to say about them. I do know that they're participating in the same processes that Rogers and Bell Media and all the big players, Verizon, and all these big companies and players are participating in the same process, and they're playing by the rules established by the government regulatory bodies. So they just do what they're allowed to do, and you can pick and choose which business you want to deal with, but you're basically going to get the same service wherever you go and the same satisfaction that goes with that. Meh. It's kind of meh. It's okay. It serves the purpose. It does the job. And you might have some little personal relationships with people that tend to go south from time to time. So you just decide that you don't want to deal with that company anymore, just solely based on an interaction that you had with one customer service representative. And it's nothing personal against the company because the other companies are offering the same services. So, you know, that's how I look at it. But I do take it personally sometimes because the relationships I have with the customer service representatives are not always amicable. And, you know, you're trying to explain to them about your data overages and that you're more than willing and happy to pay for a bigger data plan, but please don't nickel and dime me for the 1 megabyte that I went over on my bill, and you want to charge me an exorbitant amount of money to recoup your costs. And meanwhile, I have data plans where I don't use all of my data up, and you get to resell some of that data, or I didn't use up the data that I paid for, and you still get a deal, and I still get screwed. And yeah, like you try to negotiate with these customer service representatives, and I just want a fair deal. I just want to get good value for my money, and I don't want to be ripped off. I don't want to be gouged. And you have to stand up for yourself and fight for your rights. And everywhere, any turn you make, it's like next thing you know, somebody's trying to screw you, and you got to keep on fighting that good fight. Stand up to the to the regime, to the machine. You got to stand up to the machine. Canada says the word out weird. Out. Outside, out, words out of here. How would America say out? Out. 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 I don't know how many different ways you could pronounce that word, possibly. Out. O-U-T. Out. Get out. Out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. How do they say it in Jersey? Get out of here. Jersey boys. The Jersey boys. Out of here. Fuck, my dehydrated. I should drink alcoholic beverages and rehydrate myself. Yeah, there's some words. I've been told that I say the word orange weird. Orange, 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 orange. I'm saying it into my microphone. Orange. I don't know how to say that word except the way I said it. And it sounds like the way I say orange. But some people tell me, like, you say that weird. You say that word weird. I'm like, really? Orange? Weird? Orange. 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 Florida orange juice. Florida. Sunny Florida. I'd love to go to Florida. Sarasota. Siesta Beach. Rated number 2 in America, supposedly. I don't know what the number 1 beach is, but when I saw Siesta Beach, I was like, I want to go there. I want to go there. I want to go to Siesta Beach. Where is Siesta Beach? It's in Florida, Sarasota, Florida. It's in the Panhandle. It's right there. Wow. What a great, spectacular place. They have a glass company there. Oh my God. I could go there, get a job, and retire there and enjoy the rest of my life. Unlike I am now here in cold weather, snow, ice, rain, Canada. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. The rain has stopped again. It appears the skies are clearing. I see blue and white clouds, fluffy white clouds. I want to go out for a bike ride today. I want it to be dry and not wet like everything is. This bike is inside the house for a reason. There's another bicycle that sits there inside the house for a reason. They don't come out in this kind of weather. They only stay indoors where it's dry, safe, and comfortable for them. Hey, John, you take care, buddy. Thanks a lot. Thumbs up to you, bud. Appreciate it. Drop by anytime, eh? I'm going to get myself organized to do some other things here. But thanks again, buddy. You take care. Have a good one, all right? Peace out. Peace, brother. If I was smart, I'd turn my computer off too. Because there's only one other viewer here right now. Peace, peace, peace. Hey, brother. I am still streaming. It is 2:15 in the afternoon on a Sunday, June the 9th, 2024. And I am getting hungry. I should be making dinner. I should be shopping for dinner. Because there's nothing here to eat except snack foods and treats. Like this piece of chocolate. Chocolate! Mm-mm. I want to go for a bike ride. Mm. Okay. Okay. Let's do it. That's a limitation of the camera. It tilts down more than it tilts up. This way, same scenario. Oh no, I can tilt it up more. There we go. All right, so they do have all their bases covered. Good for you, Asus. Good for you. Well, microphone in hand, working, testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Not plugged in. No battery. No battery. I can sit like that. I can sit like that. Pension plan, the pension plan. Everybody's got a pension plan, except for me. Pension plan, pension plan. Everybody got a pension plan. I had to rewire it. I had to rebuild the openings. I had to do the all the finish stuff. I had to do the okay. The camera works okay. The lighting needs to be particular for this camera to work. So not bright light, and not darkness, not bright light, but ambient light in the middle of the spectrum will yield the best results, which is obvious. You have to place the camera so that you don't get highlighted out, blown out, the highlights like that, the whites too bright. You're better off with a, I don't know, a background that is neutral, beige, no light, no dark shadows, indirect light, indirect lighting. We want to have indirect lighting, just like that. Indirect lighting, just like that. Yes. And YouTube. Thanks for joining me.